The Houston Astros sweep the Colorado Rockies in Mexico City. Welcome back to another edition of Beyond the Diamond podcast. Brian Lalima, Apollo Dez, producer Josh behind the camera. Dez, Josh, los Astros vencieron a los Rockies en la Ciudad de Mexico.
Dude, good job.
That was really good.
Yeah, you like that?
That was good.
Damn right, baby. You know what that means?
We waited 15 minutes for
The
you to
Astros
Google
beat
that.
the Astros beat the Rockies in Mexico City. Thank you for Google Translate.
I thought you've been
we're
brushing
back,
up on
dude.
Como
Duolingo.
se dice, Astros beat the Rockies in Mexico City, and that's how it sounds.
That's awesome.
Let's get right into
And
it.
We're back.
The World Series is back on, okay?
Is that your Des impression?
That's my Des impression.
Nothing like me, dude.
That's what you were doing before we
Nothing like me,
recorded.
dude.
Yes. Well,
I never
ask
said
Garrett. Garrett saw it.
He wasn't even here.
See, look, he hangs his hat on truth, brother.
Well, I'm standing on business.
Oh, say
And the Astros are back and going to the World Series. Playing the parade now. Tell the new mayor to block off Louisiana Street because the boys are back. Hey, sometimes
Call him Midnight Des.
laugh all you want.
Oh
You can
my
clip this in
God.
7 months' time, dog. We'd be fucking partying. Look, if you haven't seen on Twitter, I'm the new assistant to the general manager. I talked to Jeff Bagwell this
did.
weekend. We were at U.S. Coins and Jewelry.
Oh, wow.
And we're 2-0 in the new era. I took over. The first thing we did was throw all baseball cards out of the offices, and we opened up Baseball Savant. That's what we did.
Jeff Bagwell, is he going to help pay for your Perry's debt that you owe me?
Look, I said.
Did you ask him about
I
Jose
said-
Abreu?
I said
He got 2 RBI singles.
he did.
He did. I'm
He
just
did.
saying.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta go to Mexico, and that's what the doctor ordered. Some
2 hits?
warm weather, some tequila, and some sunshine. That's all you need. Look, the boys were smiling, and laughing.
were.
Were they not?
They were. They had some kids
Were
run
they
out.
not?
They had some kids
Her
run out of the
sister
stands.
was a witch.
They had some kids run out of the stands.
Okay, we can touch on that real
And
quick.
to hug Jose Altuve, and what does he do? He takes a selfie, he signs the autograph, and then pushes the kids to security.
That's the villain
guy.
Manfred wants. That's
Dude,
the villain.
People hate him for that, and it's crazy.
Look, sometimes you just need a change of location. It was cold.
In Chicago,
was miserable.
yeah, horrible baseball weather.
Yeah, you just maybe this is the inflection point. Maybe when we look back, this is like sometimes you
point?
got to go to Mexico.
Yeah, sometimes a change of scenery is good.
Yeah.
You know, get out of the cold weather, go down to Mexico City. I saw, dude, the fan base was electric
Crazy.
down there, man.
Probably all Astros.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was. Somebody, maybe not Chandler Rome or Brian McTaggart, but somebody else, one of the writers down there, said that they thought it was literally 95% Astros fans.
You could hear it.
Yeah.
You can hear it. I was yesterday's game because it was the national televised game. Wasn't watching that, so I just had the radio going.
Dude, was their broadcast just
Dude,
atrocious?
So bad,
Awful.
so bad.
Like,
The camera work, the sound, everything
horrible.
was bad.
I
Horrible.
thought I was gonna have like a seizure. The camera just on every
Man,
home run was
dude.
like
herky jerky everything.
my
Grandma
dude.
the shortstop, and the camera's looking at left field. And
they said at one point they said 23-year-old Rafael Montero. I was like, well, I guess we won.
turned back in time.
I guess we
Wow.
won.
Crane is doing some other shit.
I mean, like, what are we doing? It
was bad.
ESPN.
It was.
I mean, I understand you're going international and you're going down to
ESPN.
Mexico City. It's a stadium that you don't really go to, but still, man, dude, they put on broadcasts all over the world. Like, they are the worldwide leader in sports entertainment. That's like their slogan. So
I actually listened to
figure it out.
I listened to the Spanish broadcast for more than the national broadcast.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It was just
It was atrocious all the way around, man. It was not good. However, the Astros
Astros
win.
won.
They won. They put up 20 runs in 2 games. Jordan hit 2 bombs. Tucker hit 2 bombs. Ronel Blanco pitched his ass off again. Framber Valdez,
Pitched
5 innings. He pitched, looked good. So, yeah, man, if there was ever a time that they needed 2 wins, I mean, this discussion would be completely different if they go in and get their ass handed to them by the Rockies. But, yeah, they took care of business, and they made some statements, and now they're back home. They're off today as we record on Monday. Then they turn around and host the Guardians, and then they got the Yankees, and then they got the Mariners, and they got the Yankees, and then the Detroit Tigers. So, next 12 games.
gotta go. Gotta go.
Not easy, but
Gotta go.
excuse me. I think what they did in in Mexico City against the Colorado Rockies was exactly what the doctor ordered. And now you're back home. Now you got to get going. Because what they said, Josh, what did you say the record is? 9-19?
9-19.
Okay. 9-19. All right.
2-0 in the Dez era, though.
What's that? What is that? Dez
As
era?
assistant to the GM.
Okay, that's right.
So
you're assistant to Dana Brown or to Jeff Bagwell?
It's kind of a position that it's like Prince. It's like a sign. Like it's just like it's just there. I don't know who.
Like a revolving door. Oh,
I don't
you
know
know
who I
who?
report to. I don't know.
Well, there's like 4 of them, so
I don't
that
know.
makes sense.
Yeah, I think they report to me now.
So one morning it's Dana Brown, the next it's Jeff Bagwell, the next it's Reggie Jackson, the next it's Craig Biggio.
Oh, we threw all the baseball cards away. That was my first thing. I went in the office, like I said, and we're going to work. We're just going to put our right foot in front of our left foot. And,
there you go.
And just take it one step at a time.
You are getting real GM talk over here with us.
Are you going to have me on the show?
I mean,
you got me on at 9:30 every Wednesday.
If you are
on Sports Talk 790, say, hey Alexa, play Sports Talk 790.
If you are the assistant to the GM, then yeah, I think we should make a segment for you.
Thank you, appreciate that.
I mean, you already got the lingo down. We're going to put our right foot in front of our left, and we're going to walk, and we're going to take it one step at a time. Might as well take it one pitch at a time. Obviously, there's some big news that we'll get to here in just a little bit, and we also have a couple of calls for our voicemail line. Nothing too crazy because the Astros did win. What was your biggest takeaway, Dez and Josh, from the Mexico City series?
I mean, in the high elevation, a small park, like you knew anything up in the air was going to travel. But I really like their approach. I think it's very easy to know that you're playing at like 25,000 feet above sea level, and any ball you hit is going to travel out to get a big swing and develop bad habits. I think every guy had a pretty solid approach and didn't get too big with their swing and just stayed within themselves and just strung hits all over the place. Jeremy Pena looked good. Yanier looked good. Obviously, Tuck had the bomb. Altuve had the bomb. Rodon had a couple bombs. I was pleasantly surprised about the at-bats. They didn't get too big. I liked late in games. We broke games open.
Yeah.
That was a pleasant surprise. We've been on the other end of that for almost a month. So it felt good to see like a 5-run spot in the 8th, a 6-run spot in the 7th, whatever it was. And then pitching. Look, also the flip side, knowing that any ball that's up in the zone is going to be hit out. I think Nolan Jones had a few hard hits. I think he got one. But other than that, like Blanco and Framber established the zone, established the bottom of the zone, and filled it up with strikes. And I think that's one thing we saw really early on. You just saw a lot of nibbling. You saw nibbling at the corners, missing, and then you're in a 2-1 count, a 3-1 count. You try to throw a fastball to get back into the count. It gets ripped. And we saw that with the pitchers not named Blanco, Javier, Verlander, and Framber, right? And so I think when you're getting these arms back and you're getting essentially your rotation finally, you're seeing positive results. And so I think Renault gave up that 2-run tank and it was like, oh my God, here we go again, down 2-0, first inning in Mexico. Other than that, he got back in the rocking horse, had the changeup working down, especially the high altitude. I know it messes with the horizontal break and the vertical break. And to see them just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna throw a lot of strikes today, and if they hit me, they hit me. And to see that positive bounce, and then obviously we got to see the big 3 go to work.
Yeah,
and they looked very efficient.
I was gonna say that's my biggest takeaway.
Yeah, same. That was gonna be mine as
well. The big 3 came out. Big 4, including Montero.
Yeah,
say his name, baby.
And they did what they're supposed to do. The pitching was the most impressive thing there, because I know it's the Rockies, but they got some boppers. If you look at their lineup, the OPS is not. It's not horrible. They got a couple guys in the 800s.
And we're big OPS guys here on Beyond the Diamond.
Yeah.
So let's make note of that.
But the elevation and everything, the pitching did great.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah,
they went in with a plan.
My biggest takeaway was definitely Brian Abreu, Ryan Presley, and Josh Hader coming in at least yesterday and getting in and out of it, no damage done. So that'll be a big confidence boost to get them going as well, because like we've talked about, they have not been good so far.
That's what I've been saying leading up to this series. Pitching, I wasn't expecting it for pitching, but that's a good plus. Offensively, I hope and I think this was the boost they needed because nothing better to break you out of a slump than
A launch pad.
hitting a home run. It doesn't matter if it's elevation or not, but hitting a home run, feeling that swing, like that's going to help you moving forward.
What were you about to say?
We have our Gen Z correspondent, Garrett, here.
A resident Gen Z insider. Garrett from Garrett Watches Movies. And
he watches movies.
And from OTG, Off the Gridiron.
Yeah, what up, dude? Just introduce me as Garrett next time.
It's just simple.
Or Gen Z insider,
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar had a diss track, right? And he said, fuck the big three, I'm the big me, right?
Something of the
along those
sorts.
lines. I need Rafael Montero to come out to that song in the 6th inning.
Okay.
Because he's just like, everyone's been talking about the big three and should be talking about the big me.
You know, as a Gen Z guy, that goes hard. Good job.
I mean,
Yeah,
now it's
I
kind of
it.
like
Whose diss track was that?
Kendrick Lamar.
Was that in response to Drake's, or Drake was in response to his?
He was dissing Drake.
He was
and J.
dissing
Cole.
Drake, right?
Yeah.
J. Cole, okay, right.
Yeah.
J.
And
Cole,
then Drake
yes.
is now dissed him twice with no response.
Right. Yeah,
Sorry.
sounds about right.
But I was just like, that'd be
Okay.
kind of cool to
Yeah,
have.
no,
Yeah.
that's hard.
Yeah,
good
because
job.
Rafael Montero has been pitching his ass off.
Do you think Rafael Montero listened to the diss track?
I don't know, man. I'm just.
It's a popular
It's a
song.
lore,
maybe.
dude. It's a lore.
All right.
It's a what?
I don't know. They say it all the time.
Oh,
I use
they
this
do?
lore.
Damn
I'm just trying
kids.
to, try to use it in my vocabulary.
Yeah.
So it's giving old.
Okay, that's enough out of you, dude.
What did you say a couple of episodes ago? We're doing some lingo. You were, man, what was it? I'm drawing a blank
on
now.
God?
On God, yeah.
On God.
Was it on God?
On God, dude. Standing on business.
That's on
You
period.
know who's also standing on business?
Because
You know who's also standing on business?
Rafael Montero.
Joey Loperfido.
It's Loperfido.
That's what I said.
You said Luperfido.
Okay, what I mean.
Joey Loperfido, you are a big leaguer. Joey Loperfido.
Ari Alexander breaks the news on Sunday night. Joey Loperfido is.
Loperfido.
I had
ready?
a perfect segue, but
Do you have it?
no, not anymore because I can't say Loperfido or whatever his name is. Fucking.
Joey Loperfido, you are a big leaguer. That was your cue.
Oh, now you want me to speak?
Oh my God. Joey Loperfido, you are a big leaguer.
Ari Alexander breaks. You see? Hold on. Cut.
Joey Loperfido, you are a big leaguer.
Ari Alexander breaks the news Sunday nights. Joey Lopes with the 1106 OPS,
I like Joey Lopes.
Heard they
287
call him
batting
J-Lo.
average, 13 boom buys, 29
Uh-huh.
hits, 31 runs, and
13
101
bombs
at-bats.
in 1 month is crazy.
He's got 27 RBIs already.
Can play anywhere in the outfield.
What's the batting average?
Has an OPS of
It's
1,106.
1,100. Yeah. So what's his batting average? 287?
Yeah, you would probably keep him down for another
Not
month,
bad.
dude.
Hell no. That's a damn good bat. It's succeeding almost 29% of the time, fellas. That's Hall of Fame
dude.
status.
That's good math.
So what? Here's the one thing that people are going to say. He strikes out too much. He's got, what, 37 strikeouts and like 101 plate appearances or at-bats?
37 punchies.
That's 30% of the time. But yet his on-base percentage, his slugging, and of course his batting average are all in the red per Baseball Savant.
Yep.
Yeah, so look,
Yeah, I
give the
don't-
kid some run, baby. Let's see what happens.
A guy that's striking out as much as the other guy, but also hitting tanks.
Yeah, there's that as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's leading minor league baseball in home runs. Now, we had a call this morning on the show that some guy was like, yeah, but you got to understand where he's playing baseball at. He's hitting in Reno. He's hitting in El Paso, Albuquerque.
Those
I
are
know
elevation.
that it's higher
a fair-
elevation. I understand that.
You don't hang your hat on it, but it's,
No, you
it's
don't.
a
Still
fair
hitting
data
the ball
point.
fucking hard
He's
as hell.
destroying baseball.
Yeah.
So I get that. I get the strikeout numbers are up. Okay, but then another thing I also heard was that he's not even going to play first base.
He's gonna play all
He's
over
going to
it.
get run
He's a
in the
freak.
outfield first.
He's a
so.
freak. 6'3", 220. This is the guy you make when you're playing MLB The Show, when you're creating a player. 6'3", 220,
Damn.
bats left, throws right. 7th round, 208th overall pick out of University. I don't want to say University Duke University.
Duke University.
You know, so big basketball guy probably. So, I mean, what? It's a basketball school,
Yeah, I know.
It is, yeah.
and they're turning. They have a good baseball program
And
too.
they have a good football program as well, or here recently.
Yeah, they actually have.
They're not bad.
Not bad. He's not. There's going to be a lot of Facebook fans that will be like, "Oh my God, the next Kyle Tucker." Let's pull everything back a bit.
Yep.
He just needs to be a
Just
solid.
go be yourself.
Yeah.
Go be Joey Lopes. Go hit 13 tanks.
J-Lo.
I saw that on Twitter.
You saw it too?
I don't like.
don't like
Joey.
Joe?
I like Joey Lopes. That's cool.
I also think Astros Facebook fans are also going to be like, why are they bringing him up? He strikes out way too much. He hits the ball in high altitude. Can he do it in Houston? That's what I think a lot of Facebook fans are going to be like.
The thing is,
So it's either he's going to be the next Kyle Tucker or the opposite. Why are we bringing him up? I saw it all morning long.
I think you can ease him in, and he can play anywhere. He can play corner outfield spots. He can play center field. He DH and he play first base. And I think he took some run at second base too during the spring. So I think when you have he's an athlete. He's an absolute athlete, and that's what baseball is today. Is athletes being athletes all over the field. And so, look, there's a lot of people that have been tough on Espada, and he's done some stuff where you could be tough on. But one thing he's been proactive with is I need to figure out what I'm doing at first base.
Yeah.
It's not keeping the veteran in there in the fifth hole, for 150 at bats and hoping he figures it out. It's no, I'm going to drop him down. I'm going to end up benching him. I'm going to start platooning him. I'm going to start finding production at that spot. And I don't care where the names are. I don't care how much you're making. I just want results. And so it's another weapon for Espada to use. I think we saw that, with Trey Cabbage, obviously on the other segment in the Mexico City series. I thought it was refreshing to see him up. He had some really good at-bats. Mm-hmm. He had the double the other way. I think there's a possibility he may stay up. I don't know. The Astros are going to have to make two moves, essentially.
Yeah.
Because you carry the 27th man, you have to get back down to 26, and we know Joey Lopes is coming up. So it's going to be an interesting. We should know fairly soon. I think.
We should know.
It's 11:22 as we're recording.
Yeah, we should know sometime today. That brings me to one of our voicemails.
Okay.
I'll drop this in because it's on this topic.
That's at 832-409-1558 is our voicemail line to call. And is this a question you said?
Dude, you're good at that. Thank God, because I can't remember shit.
Here we go.
Let's check out the voicemail line.
Hi, my name's Chris, also known as Chocolate Thunder from New Jersey. My question, I guess, to the podcast is, do you think they should have an open competition between Babbage and Loperfido for platooning with Abreu and DFA Singleton? I appreciate your time and your opinion. Have a great day.
All right. Well, thank you to that caller. That's at 832-409-1558. You want my opinion? I'm DFAing Jose Abreu, and I'm keeping John Singleton. I think so far this season, when you compare John Singleton and Jose Abreu, just specifically comparing those two, John Singleton has had much better at-bats than Jose Abreu. Yeah. I understand you'd have to eat $19.5 million, and that's probably not going to happen. But what is Jose Abreu doing for your lineup right now? Nothing.
Okay, hold on.
So that's my opinion on the John Singleton thing. Now, Cabbage and Joey Loperfido, I don't think we're going to see either of those guys at first base. I think they're both going to strictly be platooning in the outfield, and you're still going to see Jose Abreu and Singleton get run at first base.
This is where I lie, and this is kind of... I don't like to talk on Twitter or Instagram, Facebook, how nonchalant people use DFA. Mm-hmm. Someone loses their job. Someone is getting fired. Obviously we have to talk about it and stations have to talk about it. But I also don't like how loosely it's used, because when someone just sees, who we DFAing? It's who are you firing? If you're at your job, would you talk about that? That's kind of the one thing that irks me. I understand we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
I do think there's actual value with Jose Abreu staying on this team in the sense of platooning, and hopefully he does figure it out, because obviously he did have a strong September, October. Is there value with him being a veteran just in that bench role? Is there something with the Latin connection, with the player? Everyone has raved about him and what he does in the clubhouse.
You had that before him, though.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But am I going to get rid of that for a younger guy when you can DFA or roster manipulation somewhere else? Is there strategic value of keeping him? Because you're already paying, you're already signing the $19.5 million check regardless. Is there value for keeping it, or is it a wasted bench spot? That obviously that is the conversation.
Well, I think let me address something first. The DFA thing, it has to be talked about, right?
No, I agree that we have to.
I know that, but I that's why I don't like. I'm with you. I don't like tossing that term around because you are talking about someone that is literally losing their job, right? So there goes their position on a team. It's just like if layoffs were to happen and people lose their job, that's essentially being DFA'd, right? So, but when we're asked about it, like we're asked about it in sports media every single day, right? 100%. Especially on the radio, on TV, on our podcast. When we're asked about it by a caller, I think we're going to address it. I don't like when guys lose their job, but now where I see fit, or in my opinion, when we're asked about it, I'm going to give my opinion on it. And where I think it is now, I agree with you in a sense of, could he add value in the clubhouse? Yeah, but do we want production or do we want clubhouse stuff?
No, I agree.
Because look at the state of the team right now. You're only as good as your record says you are. And I know that it is coming off a 2-game series win over the Rockies, but yet they're still, 9-19?
Yep.
Yeah.
So is he helping you on the field? No.
So this is something that, shout out Tony Adams. He made a good point the other day. Because people have to throw around, are we going to have to eat that money? Mm-hmm. Are we going to have to eat that $19 million? You're already eating it. You're paying him this money no matter what. He's getting paid this money. This is out of your bank account. Like you've lost it.
Yeah.
So
and for next year.
So the question more is
because of the 3 years.
Is he helping you win? The money doesn't really matter at this point. Is he helping you win ball games? Do you want to keep him on the team? Is he going to help you win ball games in the future? Do you want to that's how you have to think about it. You can't really think about the money at this point. It's gone. So is the value that he is adding and can add, does that outweigh what somebody else can provide? I think that's really the only question that's on the table.
No, 100%. I think having a bench with the next wave coming up, they're kind of athletes that play all over the place, and you can get like Jose Abreu is only going to play first base, or he's only going to DH. Yeah. He's not hitting, so he's not going to play DH. So by carrying Joey, by carrying Trey, whoever it is, they give you flexibility with the bench, right? Mm-hmm. It's just like early on with Jordan. He was your DH. He wasn't playing left field, right? He was strictly going to be your DH. So yeah, you have to have value. So I think it's a fair argument. And if Jose Abreu is DFA'd, which I don't think they're going to do it. I'm just saying how I feel better? Would you feel better about the outlook of the front office brain trust if they were like, okay, we were wrong. We are cutting bait right now. Is that an act of good faith to? I mean, you don't make decisions to what the fan base is, but it's what the fan base has been asking for. And if they do that, is it just as a fan base and online, like you just find the next nearest thing to grab on and hold and bitch and moan about?
Well, I think it really comes down to what's the one biggest complaint we are hearing now from Astros fans about the front office? It's that Dana Brown really isn't the GM, and you have a 4-headed GM, if you will. Reggie Jackson, Jeff Bagwell, Craig Biggio, Dana Brown. Who has power, right? Who has the final say outside of Jim Crane being the owner? That's just what we hear every single day on Astros Twitter and on podcasts and things like that, right? So if you're a fan and you're looking towards the front office and you have this disdain for them because of the Jose Abreu thing, then what do you want? Well, you want a solution at first base. So it goes back to what Tony said, or that Josh, you said that Tony, is he helping you win now and in the future? And that answer is, to me, is no.
No, I agree.
So if they decide to DFA him, which I don't like when players get DFA'd, that's first and foremost.
But it's part of it.
But it's part of the game. So this, at the end of the day, it's a business. Professional sports is a business. If he's not helping you win right now, who's to say he's going to help you win in the future? Yes, I understand that the back of his baseball card has notoriously shown that he heats up as it goes on. But you're not in that luxury position right now to worry about that.
I think the best.
So to answer your question, Des, I like if you're the front office, you have to do what you feel is going to win for the team today and in the future. And if the front office feels like giving Jose Abreu a couple of days off and then hitting him here and there and finally get him to get going, well, you know, like us as fans, we have to sit back and, as hard as it may be for some, you got to trust your front office, right? Seems like they've done a lot of good more than a lot of bad. And I know that recency bias in some fans' opinion might say that the front office hasn't done a lot of good things. Montero's signing still gets brought up, even though he's pitched well so far this year. The Jose Abreu, people are pissed off about all the money that went to Josh Hader because he struggled so forth and so on. But yet, if they feel like Jose Abreu is going to come through this, then it is what it is, and you got to trust the front office.
Is there a world where he gets DFA'd, not picked up by any other team because he's been so bad, outrighted to AAA, and can spend a few months figuring it out there rather than?
I don't know how that works.
I was gonna say, is that
I
even
feel like
possible?
Any other DFA, any other player? I mean, it rarely happens with this much money on the table, but any other player you DFA, they got to
pass through waivers,
they
right?
get put on waivers,
Yeah.
and if no other team picks them up, then you can outright them, basically sign a minor league contract with them to go play for your AAA team. So the question would be, would any other team pick them up? And then I think the best solution for Jose Abreu would be to go down to AAA and fucking figure it out, 4 at-bats a game for a month, where the stakes are lower. I think that's what he needs. It's just I don't know how that's possible to happen.
I don't. I think at that point, I think veterans opt out of minor league contracts, and then
it depends on where his headspace is at with that. He probably would, but like if he wants to stick around and keep trying, then like that would be his best option.
So what would be your solution then, Des?
Well, this is what you have to do. You have to get to 26, right? We talked about it. So you're at 27. If Cabbage has options, obviously you send him down. Forrest Whitley got hurt. He's was elbow. They just said elbow, right?
Elbow discomfort.
Elbow discomfort. If something happens there, you can move him to the 60, and that frees up a 40-man spot. So then that's Joey Lope's spot to then be on the 40-man. Then you just have to option someone down. Like there's ways. And I just don't. I mean, and if it's just a 7-day stint for Forrest, and then that scenario is obviously out. I think, man, John Singleton's been doing okay. I guess Singleton's the odd man out just because you have the money tied to.
Well, you can also, I mean, doesn't Greg Kessinger have options?
Kessinger has options.
Would it be one of the pitchers?
But you still have to, if you have to make a 40, you have to clear a 40-man spot.
Oh, yeah, because wait, is Loperfido on the 40-man now?
He needs to be.
No, he's not.
Damn.
So that's why you're kind of in a weird roster.
So to clear a 40-man spot, you have to DFA somebody, correct?
DFA or move Whitley to the 60-day.
Okay, so that's probably what's going to happen.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it all depends on.
Or anybody else to the 60-day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's I don't think they have to make the decision today, right? I think they have to do it by tomorrow.
It's got to be by tomorrow,
Yeah,
like by
tomorrow.
3 o'clock or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
but tomorrow by the afternoon.
Yeah, something like that.
So they're probably going to wait, and they're probably doing, if it is a Whitley thing, they're probably having their doctors work on him today and kind of get a decision, or they are moving other pieces around.
Yeah, it's. I think the more flexibility you have on the bench is a greater thing, because you can see where Mauricio Dubon does, right? He can play any spot on the field besides catcher.
he just gets RBI stakes, left and right, unlike Jake Myers.
You're really okay. Yeah, you're right.
Look at his OPS now, fellas. Where we at? Where we at?
The argument was not.
What happened with Jake Myers this weekend?
The argument was not.
I mean, everybody was hitting besides him.
He didn't get in.
Oh, he didn't?
He didn't get in.
I wonder why.
He didn't get in. Unbelievable.
What is it?
I was just looking at the 40-man roster and other moves that could potentially happen.
Uh-huh.
A couple of guys on the fringe that could, like you said, we don't want to throw around DFA lightly.
Yeah.
Just throwing out guys that are not on the active roster but on the 40-man. Kennedy Corona, Corey Jolks, David Hensley, Cesar Salazar. and the rest of the guys are injured. Joel Kuhnel, I don't know if he's injured or not.
Oh, yeah.
Blair Henley.
Okay, so they have some options. They have options.
There's options, guys that are in AAA right now that are on the 40-man.
Okay, so there's options.
That could probably clear.
Yeah.
I think that's, yeah. Okay. I mean, it's interesting. At the end of the day, Joey Loperfido is up.
I mean, let people know. How do you say his name? For people who want to be fans of Joey, when you're cheering him on, how do you say his name?
Joey Loperfido.
That's what I said, Loperfido.
It's a shtick, Josh.
I just said it. Did I not just say it?
No, you said Loperfido.
I just said Loperfido.
You just did now.
You don't even listen.
It's a
You don't
shtick,
even
dude.
listen.
I'm telling
You don't
you,
even
he's fucking
You don't
trolling me
even
when he
listen.
does this.
You don't even
He does this.
Dude, you're
Let's move on to
gaslighting me.
Every
Cleveland
time when he
series.
calls him Jose Urquidy,
That one just
that's a troll.
No,
He's
no,
trolling
it's
me.
not. That one just stumbles me up every time.
It's a
You
troll
need to get
job.
back on your Duolingo game.
Dude, I'm on a 162-day streak. Shout out
All right.
Duolingo.
We've got one other voicemail, correct?
Hold on. Can
No.
I
No, we only have.
It's like a minute and a half long.
Can
20
I-
seconds or less.
can I bring something up?
832-409-1558 is the voicemail line to leave us a message.
Can I bring something up? I got a little trivia for you.
Okay.
Who leads the American League in WAR
Ask Josh. I don't
for
give a fuck.
pitchers?
What, for pitchers? American League right now?
Ronel Blanco.
Well, I was
Ronel
going to say
Blanco.
Ronel Blanco. But,
1.9. Who would have thought?
That's pretty good.
Shut up, dude. Are you serious?
We know that I'm a big WAR guy. Wins above replacements because WAR is bad, like the war, right? But WAR in baseball is still fucking stupid.
What if Ronel Blanco wins Cy Young?
He could do it.
He
So
keeps
far,
pitching the way that he's pitching.
He's pitching his ass off, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, they found this man in a car wash in the Dominican Republic.
legitimately, you can see the confidence every start.
I
Like, he's building
every start. I'm
off
like,
it.
oh, I'm worried about this one. Can he keep it up? I'm worried. He's playing in Mexico. Like, how is that? Is his changeup going to have the bite? Like, is it going to fall off? He did great.
Can you look up his pitch percentages?
Sure.
Like what he throws the most? He's a fastball changeup guy, correct?
Yes.
Like
fastball
the most
change slider.
Because I think one of the best things that I like about Ronel Blanco is that he gets it done predominantly with fastball and changeup. Everybody's so enamored with the sweeper or a slider, and he's just out there.
Of course, you hate sweeper. Dude.
No, I don't hate. No, I'm not talking about it. I'm just saying everybody's like everyone. And I go back to like when I'm coaching in select baseball. Everyone is trying to teach their kids to throw a slider, throw a slider. Like no one throws changeups anymore. And then here's Ronel Blanco. What is he? 33,
So,
30, 33, whatever he is.
yeah. He's
33,
32, I think.
32. Going to be 33. Yeah.
2023, he was 49% slider, 40% fastball, 9% changeup, 2% curveball.
Oh, okay.
2024, he's up to 37% fastball, 32% changeup, 21% slider, 8% cutter, 3% curveball, 0% sinker. He's thrown like one sinker all year,
Okay.
apparently.
Yeah, my whole point is like he's getting it done with a fastball changeup combination.
Fastball changeup, and then that
Yeah.
slider biting off occasionally.
Yeah.
He's mixing it great.
Yeah.
No free ads, but I'm on an offshore bookie account, and his odds right now for AL Cy Young plus 7,500.
Did you put some money on that yet?
I might.
Put $20 on there.
You know who has better odds than him right now? Justin Verlander, Christian Javier, Framber Valdez.
Wow.
I mean,
Do we have any update on Christian Javier?
he threw a pin. I think I saw that.
Okay.
He should be back for the Seattle series. I
mean, right now, if we get all four of those guys in our rotation, that's dangerous.
we're good.
I mean, that's a rotation that wins you.
Yeah.
That's how you go on a streak. That's how you go on a winning like 10 of your next 12 games.
Oh, yeah. Another thing that we got to hit on real quick. JP France got sent down.
Yeah, unfortunately.
JP
I think he has
tough,
some
man.
stuff to work on.
Yeah.
Keep him extended.
Yeah.
You know.
I think he'll be back up.
Yeah, I saw a note, I think from Chandler Rome, that he was going to go down, get a couple of starts in AAA, and then he would eventually be brought back up.
I think they're going to give. I think right now Spencer and Brown are fighting for that fifth spot when the four guys are back. I think their next few starts are auditioning for who are we keeping up here when all the guys are healthy. So, and they both start this week against Cleveland.
A lot of moving parts. Got the Guardians in town Tuesday evening. Dog night.
Dollar dog night.
You gonna get you a couple of glizzies?
No. I'm still recovering from that dollar dog challenge we did a year ago.
So glad I didn't participate in that. That looked painful.
Yeah.
Garrett, didn't you throw up?
He said, yeah.
Tough, man. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it.
So
You've got Cleveland, then we got Seattle, then you got the Yankees, then you got Detroit.
going to the Cleveland series, find ways to win.
Just win the series.
You got Brown, JB, Aaron Getty, right? That's what we have lined up.
Eric Getty.
Dude, I mean, what are you, my English teacher, dude? What is this, ELA?
It's
What is
not
this?
Aaron Getty. It's Eric Getty.
Golly, dude.
It's a shtick. I'm
it's
telling you.
not
Yes,
a
it is,
shtick.
dude. That's the
This
theme
is
of
the
this
worst. This is
podcast
the
over here.
worst.
It's a
This is the
shtick.
worst. I'm
You
just
purposely butcher the hell out of these names like you're a boomer caller on Sports Talk 790 every morning when people are calling them
Say,
Brian
hey, Alexa,
Abreu.
play Sports Talk 790.
And there's one guy that even calls Victor
Playing Brian
Caratini. He
Lima.
calls him Katrina. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And here you are.
See, you're taking your
Jose
frustrations.
Urquidy.
You're taking your frustrations out from Sports Talk 790.
No, Spencer
every
Aaron
morning from
Getty.
6 to 10 a.m.
Joey Luperfido. Who's
You're
next?
taking your frustrations out. It's cool. Dude. Hey, if you want me to be your
It's
punching bag,
Mauricio
I'll be your
Dubon,
punching
not
bag.
Mauricio Dubin.
I never said that.
It's Sean Dubin, not Sean Dubon.
See, you're
It's
just
just
taking.
shtick,
Look,
dude.
you're
It's a
taking your
shtick.
anger.
It's
out.
100% a fucking shtick.
You're taking your anger.
Hey,
That's
is the
fine,
World
dude.
Series back on?
It's never been off. It's never.
You
I
know
mean,
he doesn't fucking believe that.
It's never been off. I already talked to the mayor.
You did.
I said, Whitmire, hey, Louisiana Street, November 3rd through the 4th. Block that bad boy
Block
off.
it off.
Block it off right now. Put it in the calendar.
832-409-1558 is the voicemail line to leave us a couple of messages. We're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Who's getting called up for the Astros?
Joey Lopes.
Okay.
Joey Lopes.
Joey Lopes.
J-Lo.
Wake him to. I don't know if we like that. I don't know if I like J-Lo.
I don't know
I
if
don't
I
like
do.
J-Lo.
I don't know if I like J-Lo. You know what? We'll have Joey Lopes on the pod. And we'll ask
Here
him.
we go. Let's ask our resident Streets insider, Gen Z local, Garrett from Off the Gridiron. Garrett, are people saying J-Lo or J Lopes or Joey Lopes?
I
Excuse
haven't
me.
heard either.
What are the streets saying?
I haven't heard any of those.
I think
No.
I just
Okay.
made up Joey
I think
Lopes.
y'all just
Yeah, I
made
think
him
so.
up.
Okay.
No, I've seen J-Lo.
I've seen
I've seen a
J-Lo.
lot of J-Los.
I've seen it from the women, though. They're the ones calling him J-Lo.
Joey Lopes is cool. I like that one.
You like Lopes?
Yeah, J-Lo. I mean, J-Lo. I just think about J-Lo.
Right.
When I
like
hear
Jennifer
J-Lo.
Lopez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Not Joey
Ben Affleck's
Loperfido.
beautiful wife.
Right.
That's who I think about when I
Yeah.
hear J-Lo. So I don't really. I'm not
You
inclined to call Joey Lopes J-Lo.
J-Lo, right. That makes
But
sense.
I like
so streets.
I got Joey Lopes.
So what are the streets going with?
Joey Lopes.
Joey Lopes. Okay, there
That's
you
what-
have it.
I'm telling the streets right now,
Okay.
right after this.
Joey Lopes.
He is the streets.
Like Paul Revere, I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna yell Joey Lopes, and then we're gonna start doing that.
I don't catch that reference, but I'm gonna go with our
I don't
resident.
know who Paul Revere is.
Streets. The song by the Beastie Boys. Right.
This episode's
This is a
all
bit.
about shticks.
This is a bit. This is a bit.
We got bits and shticks.
This is a
don't know what
bit.
you're talking about.
He's over here talking about my pronunciation of words. And he doesn't know who Paul Revere is.
Josh, have you ever noticed that when Dez gets super serious, he grabs the mic and stares directly
No,
into the
because
camera?
it's in the way of its light.
Right.
Hey,
all
who
shtick.
are we sponsored by? How's that for a segue?
This episode is brought to you by Paul Revere. Paul Revere is 1776. He rode and said the British were coming.
I think there's a bourbon called Paul Revere.
There is. I think so. You know, speaking of Paul Revere, you know Paul Revere loves? He loves himself a good wing joint. This fucking episode is off the fucking
episode-
rails.
You see what winning does?
It's
You
gonna
see
take me
what
4 hours to edit.
You know what winning does? It brings people
we're only-
smiling and laughing and having a good time.
We're only at 43
This episode
minutes.
is brought to you by Big City Wings, Houston's wing joint, Apollo's wing joint. If you haven't had an ice cold beverage from Paul Revere, you can have one at Big City Wings. And you can have a Sam Adams and a nice cold beer. And today is a Monday, so you can have $1 chicken tendies. Everyone loves chicken tendies.
Paul Revere
2 for
loves
Tuesday.
chicken
Paul
tendies.
Revere loves himself some chicken tendies. Burger Wednesday, 2 for Thursdays, and crawfish on Wednesday as well. I don't know if Paul Revere had any of those up there, but
Don't
he would
say
love
so.
some. He
That-
would love some.
That's not
some-
a lie at all. And you know Paul Revere never told a lie.
He never.
He never did. That's
and
what
he
I heard.
invented electricity. And so, talking about electricity is this podcast, and it's also brought to you by Space Cadet. Space Cadet, where Paul Revere
4002 North Main Street.
4002 North Main. He says the British are coming. We say go to Space Cadet. Tell them the Apollo Boys sent you, and thank you to our sponsors. And thank you, Paul Revere.
I think Thomas Edison, didn't he create
Invented the light bulb.
the light bulb, right?
He stole that from Tesla, from Nikolai Tesla.
Thank you for watching and listening to Beyond That
did.
podcast. I'm Josh. That's Des and Brian. And
This
our
was just an
resident
episode
Gen
of
Z.
Drunk History.
Dude, an
Garrett
espresso
back
martini
there.
would slap right now.
We will see you
Oh,
next
man.
time. Peace.
Peace out.
The Astros are coming. Pause.